Hi there, and welcome to our first YouTube video. So today we are going, well, for the week, we are going to carry on with multiplication and also a little bit of division. So this is Monday's lesson, it's the first lesson of the week. Let's go. So, can you remember, so think in your head about when we were at school before Christmas. Can you remember what it means when you have 3 and then you have a little x and then you have 2, like 3x2? What does it mean? What's it called? And can you work out the question on the board? What is 8? And there's that little symbol again. And then it says 2. Okay. Who can remember what it's called? Have a little think to yourself. Yeah, you're right. I think you're probably right. It's times, okay? So it would be 8 times 2. So just checking that you hadn't forgotten. It looks a little bit like an add, doesn't it? But it's not. It's a times. So today, our lesson, our LI, and you can write this down if you want to, is to consolidate the 2, 4, and 8 times tables. So we have done these before. You pretty much all know your 2s and your 4s, and the 8s are a little bit more tricky. But this is consolidate, that means recap, that means go over it again. So, step 1 today, your mild challenge, is answering questions on the times tables. There'll be a sheet and you just need to answer those questions. Step 2 today, so your medium challenge, is word problems, and we're going to go through a couple of them on the board. And your hot challenge, which maybe you could do as an extension, is problem solving and reasoning questions. So have a look at the picture on the screen. What do we need to do here? So can you please pause the video and have a go? You can write it down on your piece of paper with your pencil, or if you've got a whiteboard. If you pause it now. Okay, so you should have paused the video. If not, you need to pause it. I'm going to go through the answers now, okay? So if you look at the number track, you look at the first one, it's going up in a pattern. Yeah, it's going up in 2s. So what we need to do is we need to work out what is in the 2 blue boxes. So we've got 2, 4, blank, and then 8. So it's going up in 2s, isn't it? 2, 4, 6, 8. So 6 needs to go in the first box. What about the next box? What did you get? I got 10 because 10 is 2 more than 8. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. That's the beginning of your 2 times table. So now it's carried on. It's got slightly bigger numbers, but are they still going up in 2s? I think they are, because 14 is 2 less than 16. So it goes 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, and then 24. The last one is a little bit trickier because you've got to do the first one. So you've got to take away 2 from the second number. So the second number is 2, and it goes 4, 6, 8, and I think you all know the end one is 10. But if you look before, you need to take away 2 from 2. What do you think that might be? The first one is going to be 0 in the red box. Right, so here's our next question. Remember, you can always pause the video if you need to. So what you're going to do is you're going to use the dice as a pictorial representation of what you are actually doing. Okay, I'm sure a lot of you know your 4 times table, but you could draw pictures to represent your 4 times table. So on the first one, we've got 1 times 4, and then there's a little dice showing 4. Then there is 2 times 4, and then there is 2 dice showing 4, and then there is 3 times 4 with 3 dice showing 4. What I would like you to do is pause the video and continue the pattern. Right, so what have you done? You could take a picture or get a parent to take a picture and pop it on Dojo so I can see. But what I would have done is I would have continued and gone 4 times 4, 5 times 4, 6 times 4, all the way up until 12 times 4. So at the end one, I will have 12 dice, all showing 4. Now this is a lot trickier. Can you remember what these are called when we see these in our books? That's right, it's the bar model. And we have been doing some of the bar model in class. So, what do we need to do here? We've got our bar model and we've got a big bar at the top showing 56. So the total answer is going to be 56. What you need to do is look at how many equal squares are underneath the big bar of 56. How many are there? There is 7. So what do you think you're going to have to do to find out what is going to be in each box? That's right, you're going to have to do 56 divided by 7. You can use your times tables to work out the answer, or you could choose a sharing method, which is drawing it. Have a go, do your dots, and then see when you get to 56. Pause the video here. Okay, so what did you get? I worked out that there are 8 dots in each box. Okay, so that means that 8 times 7 is 56. Did you get the same? Okay, so now it's our turn. It's a bit tricky to do this all together because we are not in the same room. But what I would like you to do, imagine we are in class and I would like you to work out these 3 times table questions. It says on whiteboards, but you can do it on paper with a pencil. When you have finished that, if you want to, you can do the medium challenge, which is a word problem. I'd like you to pause the video now and have a go. Okay, hopefully you paused the video and have answered all 4 of these questions. We're going to quickly go through them and then we're going to be getting on to your turn. So the first question, 2 times 4. So you might know the answer, or if you don't know the answer, you could draw 2 boxes with 4 dots in each, add them all up and see what our answer is. Yeah, you're right, it's 8. For the next one, this is a bit of a trickier question. This is 8 times 5. So if you don't know your 5 or your 8 times table, you might have needed to use a draw method to answer it. The answer is 40. The last question on the mild is 5 times 4. So you could draw 5 boxes with 4 in each, and if you added them all up, you would get 20. If you did the medium challenge, the only problem with this one is that it's a word problem. It's not it is still a times table question, but it is not written as a times table. So you need to work out what times table it's asking you to find out. So the question is, there are 7 bicycles. How many wheels in total? So for this one, you need to know how many wheels there are on one bicycle. Well done, it's 2. So if there are 7 bicycles, what times table would you have to do to get the answer? Well done, you would have to do 7 times 2. The answer to 7 times 2 is 14. Give it a tick if you got it right. Now it is our turn. Okay, oh sorry, your turn. So what I would like you to do is you should, or a grown-up should have downloaded and printed off maybe a copy of the worksheets that link to this slide. So the worksheets are all linked to things that we've been doing today. There is a mild, a medium and a hot sheet. You can have a go at all 3, you can have a go at 1, But if you're finding it a little bit easy, you need to move up a challenge. And if you're finding it a little bit hard, you need to move down a challenge. Have a go. If you don't know all your times tables, you don't need to. You can always work it out using the square and the dot method. Okay. If you are doing the hot challenge, and I would recommend you do the medium challenge first, if you are doing the hot challenge, I want you to explain your answer. I don't want you to just write because I know it, because that isn't the correct answer. The whole problem with problem solving is that you need to explain how you got to your answer, okay? And then I will be able to give you a tick. Imagine you are in class. We still want to see good presentation. I know sometimes you won't have squared paper, and that's fine. Have a go. See how neat you can make it. I would really like to see your working out. If you're finding it even a tiny bit tricky, make sure you do your working out, okay? And if you are doing the word problem questions, can you please write the times table? Pause the video now. I think you'd probably need about 15 minutes to do the sheet. Once you've finished the sheet, you can unpause the video, and then we're going to go on to the next thing. Okay, I hope you did well on your sheet, and what I would like you to do is get a grown-up to take a picture of it and pop it on your dojo, and then I can mark it myself, okay? So, tomorrow we're going to do a little bit more multiplication and division, because remember, they are linked. So I've got a little question for you to think about before tomorrow. So, there are 12 spiders in a box. How many legs in total? And if you want to challenge yourself, I want you to write this as a related division fact. So remember, multiplication and division are linked. Pause the video now, and then we will have a go. Okay, so firstly you've got to work out how many legs does a spider have? Most spiders, if not all, have 8 legs. So, can you work out 12 times 8? I think I'm going to need to use a square and dot method to do that, because the 12 times table is quite tricky, as is the 8s. But if you work it out really carefully, you will find out that 12 times 8 is 96. I had to do that on a piece of paper because I was confused, so I'm sure you guys might have had to do it too. So we know that 12 times 8 is 96. How would we write this as a related division fact? So remember, for this one, you always take the answer, the biggest number that we're going to be sharing out to get our smaller numbers. So 96 divided by 8 is... You're right, it's 12. What do you reckon 96 divided by 12 might be? You don't have to work it out, you already know. It's 8. Well done for doing today's maths lesson. There will be another one on tomorrow. You can turn the video off now and have a lovely day. Bye.